Check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, check. Check, check.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get your feet. Your starting lineup for your BFA Bobwhites. At guard for sophomore, number 11, Sweeney. At guard for sophomore, number 15, Victor. At guard for sophomore, number 19, Davey Jones. At 43, number 34, Kate Hargan. At 47, number 42, Justin Munger.
It's the calm before the storm here in St. Albans. We are at BFA St. Albans as the Bobwhites host the CVU Redhawks. Before we all think about shoveling out the snow tomorrow morning, settle into Northwest Access TV for a great D1 basketball matchup. My name is Bryce Batchelder. Thank you for joining us. Giving the starters for the evening. Ball goes down low. Blocked by Jackson Dubois first for the visiting CVU Redhawks. Number 2, Adrian Kaliling. Number 5, Jacob Armstrong. Number 10, Luke Allen. Number 11, Owen Scott. Number 21, Jackson Dubois. Ball goes down low. No good for Dubois. They are coached by Ernie Duncan of UVM Catamount fame. For the home team, BFA Bobwhites. Number 11, Max Sweeney. Number 15, Trip Raptoy. Number 22, Davion Jones. Number 34, Gabe Howergan. And number 42, Justin Munger. Bobwhites are coached by Tristan Menard. Both teams scoreless on their first possessions. The Bobwhites come into the evening with an overall record of 3-0. Wins so far over Middlebury at MVU last Monday and at Milton on Thursday. This is their first Metro Division matchup against the perennial powerhouse Redhawks. CVU, on the other hand, they come in 1-1. They lost their first game of the season to Rutland last week, and then they won their home opener over Mount Anthony last Saturday. Also, this is their first Metro game, so technically BFA sits at 3rd in the Metro standings. CVU sits 6th in the Metro standings. Get the scoring going. Owen Scott with an opening 3, 3-0. 6:15 to go in the first quarter. But as I give you those Metro Division standings, again, it's the first Metro Division game for both of these teams, so take those with a huge grain of salt. Three-pointer trying to answer, he does. Gabe Howergan. Howergan having a great season so far. Led all players in scoring with 16 points against MVU last week. Also chipped in 11 points against Middlebury. So definitely looking for Harrigan to get the scoring going, try to help the Bobwhites over the CVU team, which CVU, the thorn in every Franklin County sports program side for just about as long as I can remember. The last time these two teams played, we get our first foul of the game called. Odds are going to go against Gabe Harrigan with the block. Sure does, a testament to my observational skills. Team's first foul. Three-pointer, no good. Offensive rebound for CVU. Last time these two teams played was in the playoffs last year. CVU beat BFA in the second round. We're getting an offensive foul this time called on Luke Allen. His first personal. Team's first, still tied 3-3, 5:08 to go in the first quarter. Last time these two played in February, second round of the playoffs, CVU beat BFA by a score of 50-48 in a barn burner. BFA outscored CVU by 8 in that first quarter. CVU outscored BFA by 10 in the second quarter. Oh, a good take by Justin Munger, his first 2 points of the game. BFA up 5-3, 4:45 to go in the first. And then the two teams tied in the entire second half of that playoff game. So that second quarter was the difference. But CVU, for the most part, have blown out the Bobwhites, but not if Justin Munger has anything to say about it. With that big block inside, his second block of the game. But in the last 5 seasons of stats I went through, CVU has won every meeting. The occasional close game, but mainly CVU in control. But see if the Bobwhites can turn that tide this evening. An early season action. Gabe Harrigan with the rebound brings it up the other end. Davion Jones throws it away, lost his footing. Picked off by Palilling, a sophomore. Palilling takes himself a smooth spin move, but called for the travel. Whether that move is called a travel or not heavily depends on what level of basketball you're playing at. And perhaps the preference of the referees. Harrigan with the drive, goes with the right hand, just bounces off, unlucky. Rebound by Luke Allen. Pick and roll, broken up by Harrigan. Harrigan pass forward to Sweeney. Tries to pass back to Munger. Munger eventually handles it. Munger with 4 points. BFA leading 7-3, timeout called by the Redhawks. 3:30 to go in the first. Coming back after the timeout. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Bobwhites with a 7-3 lead. Against a team that they have traditionally had trouble playing. Let's see if they can change their luck here. CVU passing the ball around the three-point line. Now the drive to the free throw line, kicks it back out. Scott hands it off to Armstrong. Armstrong, the senior, driving to the free throw line. Baseline. Allen kicks it out. Lilling up top, closely guarded by Sweeney. And we're gonna get a push-off called on CVU against number 5, Jacob Armstrong. That's his first, team second. Trip Raptoy. Up top to Harrigan. Just working the ball around the three-point line. The drive by Raptoy. Off of CVU, BFA keeps possession. Sweeney will inbound on the baseline. Pass up top to Jones. Jones closely guarded by Lilling. Finding Harrigan curling around the top of the key, but Harrigan stops his cut. Credit the defense of Connor Dubois. Down low to Munger. Munger quickly double teamed, going to his right. And Munger will be called for the offensive foul. Will be Munger's first, team second. 2:05 to go in the first quarter. BFA putting on about a 3/4 court press. Not a tight one. They quickly back away as Adrian Palilling dribbles it up, goes to his left. Now the pass down low. Get another offensive foul called on Owen Scott. Threw out the elbow. Owen Scott's first, team's third. There have been 5 total fouls called so far in this game, 3 of them offensive. Excuse me, actually 4 of them offensive, I believe. Three-pointer good, Gabe Harrigan, his second 3 of the game. He has 6 of BFA's 10 points. BFA up 10-3 early. Against MVU, BFA got off to a quick start, opened up a 7-0 lead. They have a 7-point lead once again this game against the Redhawks. BFA trying to move quick in the break. CVU's defense resets. Harrigan trying again. Good again. 3 for 3 from the three-point line. Gabe Harrigan with 9 points. BFA up 10, 13-3, 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. See if CVU can get any more points on the board before the end of this quarter. They've hit 1 3 so far, and that is it. The drive. Guess who was waiting there? Justin Munger with his 3rd block of the game. Munger stopped at the elbow. Now pass out to Harrigan. Harrigan elbow line jumper. That one no good. Luke Allen with 20 seconds left, just gonna drive it on his own. Munger lands hard on Allen. Munger tried to go for his 4th block of the evening, ends up with his 2nd foul. Coach Tristan Menard, I have a decision to make here about Justin Munger. Luckily only 17.9 seconds left in the first quarter. Luke Allen at the line, shooting 2. It's the first. goes 2 for 2 from the line. Senior's first 2 points of the game. CVU trailing 13-5. 10 seconds left. Brandon now passing over to Jones. Jones trying to find Munger down low. Nothing doing. Big block by Connor Dubois, the sophomore. Make sure BFA doesn't get any more points before the buzzer. But with that, BFA Bobwhites have a 13-5 lead at the end of the first quarter. During this break, let's take a moment to thank our community sponsors that make our live sports coverage possible. Splish Splash Clean and Clear, Northwestern Rehab Services, Notch Vermont, My Healthy Vermont, JC Image, Union Bank, Stone's Auto Repair, St. Albans, East Fairfield, and College Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. If your business would like to help sponsor our live coverage, please reach out to Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV. Check out their website for more details, northwestaccess.tv. We'd also like to thank Northwestern Counseling and Support Services and the Afterglow Foundation. The two organizations have been working to prevent suicide deaths in our community. If you are concerned about yourself or a loved one, there are people in our community that can help. Reach out to NCSS 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on this confidential emergency services line, 802-524-6554, then press 1. Or you can always call or text 988. One call, one text, or one chat could save a life. Scoring leaders for the game so far, Gabe Harrigan for the Bobwhites leads all players in the game with 9 points, has 9 of BFA's 13 points. Justin Munger chipping in 4. Keep in mind though, Justin Munger with 2 personal fouls. So he may be limited in time, but in comes Ryan Munger. For CVU, Owen Scott with 3 points, Luke Allen with 2. Jovel, a sophomore, picked off the pass. He takes it himself, his first 2 points of the game. Game now back within 6 points. CVU trailing 7-13, 7:40 to go. BFA is currently in 4th place in the D1 rankings by index points. They are one of 5 remaining undefeated teams in D1. Including BFA, it's also Mount Mansfield, St. J Academy, Rutland, and Burlington, though Burlington have only played 1 game so far. They're 1-0, so take that as you will. CVU, Ryan Munger, boy, all the Mungers. His first points of the game, BFA back up 15-7. CVU right now currently 9th in the D1 rankings. They are one of 4 teams with only 1 loss on the year. Remember, they are 1-1. Also including Essex, Burn, Burton, and Colchester. So BFA trying to stay undefeated and beat CVU for the first time in at least 5 years. Gabe Harrigan drives to his right off the side of the backboard. Alex Jovel, the sophomore, leading the break, kicks out to the 3. 1 extra pass to Palilling. Back over to Jovel. CVU gonna restart, goes to the opposite end. Connor Dubois asks for the ball down low against Jones, too short. Here comes BFA, Harrigan driving again, and 1. Gabe Harrigan in double digits, less than 2 minutes into the second quarter, has 11 points. Can hit this free throw for a 3-point play. CVU foul on number 10, Luke Allen. His second, team's first of the second quarter. Harrigan converts the old school 3-point play. Gabe Harrigan has only scored on 3-point plays so far this evening. He has 3 threes, and then that and 1. 12 points. BFA leads 18-7, 2 minutes into the second quarter. CVU trying to answer. Connor Dubois, no good. Oh, nice little hook shot on the baseline. Some old school post moves. Ball up top with Evan Gauthier, the senior. Uses the screen from Munger. Goes to the corner, Raptoy. Back up to Howrigan. BFA content, just using time. Eventually finds Munger, quickly double team, but kicks it back out. Back to the corner, corner three, Raptoy, that one short. Ball stays with BFA. Jacob Armstrong got a fingertip on it before it went out of bounds. Long pass up to Gauthier. Finds Munger behind the defense. What a place to set up camp by Ryan Munger. Great job finding him from Jones. BFA up 20-7 on CVU, 3 minutes into the second quarter. Three-pointer, no good. Offensive rebound, Alex Jovel. Called for the double dribble though. What a start for BFA, a 13-point lead. Just over 3 minutes gone by in the second quarter. A position they don't often find themselves in against a generally strong CVU program. Again, the last time these two played, CVU beat BFA. CVU was the 2 seed, BFA the 7 seed in the second round of the playoffs by a score of 50-48. CVU was then upset by 6 seed Burlington in the semifinals by a score of 59-56. So a couple close games for CVU in the playoffs last year. Bobwhites trying to make sure that this one turns out differently. They played twice in the regular season last year. CVU won both. CVU won at BFA by a score of 52-45. Gabe Howrigan misses his first three-pointer of the game. Tries to break up the pass, but at least slowed down the fast break. And then CVU won at CVU by a score of 72-37. BFA hoping to avoid that fate this time around. Off to a good start if that's their goal. Three-pointer up. Jacob Armstrong off the back iron. Evan Gauthier, the senior, with the rebound. Slows it down, pass it back up. Gonna swing it around. Justin Munger in the corner, finds Gauthier cutting. The two Mungers. Justin Munger tried to save it. The save picked off by Bukule. Offensive foul. 4 offensive fouls called so far in this game for both teams. Owen Scott's second personal foul, team second in the second quarter. CVU now has 2 players with 2 personals, Luke Allen and Owen Scott, 2 starters. BFA only with 1 player with 2 personals, that's Justin Munger. Munger brother will take a seat. Anthony Fontaine, the junior, enters the game. CVU going to put on their first full court press of the evening. Comes halfway through the second quarter. Just looking to try to change up the pace of the game a little bit. But we'll get a hand check called on Charlie Charon, the sophomore, his first. Team's third of the second quarter. Gauthier open for a corner 3. That one no good. Rebounded by Dubois. Now Armstrong, met by Gauthier. Charon tried to go baseline, quickly cut off. Honestly, not a ton of movement in this CVU offense. A lot of handoffs up at the three-point line. That time works out. Jacob Armstrong scores for the first time. Gets CVU back within 10, trailing 20-10. Just under 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Forces a BFA turnover. That's Armstrong's first 3 points of the evening. Another dribble, a handoff. Jacob Armstrong drives, a nice dip up and under. Beautiful play under the outstretched arms of Munger. Give him 5 points. CVU trailing 20-12. CVU making a run here. Jacob Armstrong faked it, not sure he really needed to though. But pass it back out to the corner. BFA foul called on number 11, Max Sweeney. That'll be his first. And BFA will take the timeout. 30-second timeout with 2:27 to go. BFA up 20-12. Coming out of the timeout, 2:27 to go in the second quarter. Bobwhites lead the Redhawks 20, make that to 14. Connor Dubois gets his first 2 points of the game. Closest CVU has been since the first quarter. Bobwhites have led by as many as 13. Lead is down to 6. CVU on a bit of a run here late in the second quarter. Horrigan looking around, tries to go down low to Munger. CVU hands everywhere. But possession will stay with the Bobwhites. Davion Jones checks in for Ryan Munger. Horrigan will inbound underneath the basket. Up top to Justin Munger. Horrigan in the corner, closely guarded by Adrian Palilling. Palilling jumped right out there, not giving Horrigan any space to shoot another 3. Justin Munger, basket fell in, but called for the travel first. One of those travel calls that's a tease for the hometown crowd. Basket goes in, they think they have an and one, but hit with the travel. Palilling in the corner, uses the screen from Dubois. Dubois tries to roll. Palilling with a 3. Jackson Palilling pulls CVU within 3. A 10-point turnaround here for CVU. Now trailing by 3, huge block by Connor Dubois. Davion Jones breaks up the fast break out of bounds off of CVU. The first quarter and first 4 minutes of this second quarter were all BFA. They had a 13-point lead. CVU has made a run in the last few minutes, now only trailing by 3. Almost with another steal. This time finishes the deal. Owen Scott all by himself, misses the layup. But there for the offensive rebound, Connor Dubois, and draws the foul. on 34, Gabe Hourigan, his second personal, team second. Connor Dubois will shoot 2 with 45 seconds remaining. Hits the first. Goes 2 for 2 from the line. Dubois now with 4 points. CVU only down 1. 40 seconds till halftime. Sweeney kicks it out to the corner. Now up top, Rabtoy down to Davis, trying to get down low to Munger. CVU growing wise to that look. Munger with some strength turns into the key. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. CVU fouled by number 21, Jackson Dubois, his first, team's 4th. Munger no good on the first. Oh for 2 from the line, 25 seconds to go in the first half. Adrian Palilling brings the ball up for the Redhawks. Palilling uses the screen. Handoff to the corner. Jumper too strong. Right there for the offensive rebound. Jackson Dubois doesn't make the follow-up, but will go to the line for 2. Foul called on 44, Ryan Munger. That's his first, team's 3rd. 7 seconds remaining in the first half. Dubois misses the first. Gabe Hourigan checks back into the game for Davion Jones for the last 7 seconds. With 7 seconds left, we'll have to go the full length of the court, probably only have time for 1 shot. You want Gabe Hourigan's shooting hand out there. 0 for 2, Munger with the rebound, stolen. Man, the worst possible outcome for the Bobwhites. Owen Scott. He's got his hand in there to knock it away from Munger and then draws the foul on Munger. So Owen Scott now will shoot 2 free throws, though I think Coach Menard arguing that that foul should have been called on the ground. The referees called it in the act of shooting. Owen Scott gets 2 free throws. Hits the first. We have got a tie game with 4 seconds to go in the first half. Scott goes 2 for 2. CVU has the lead, their first lead of the game. At the buzzer, Gabe Hourigan, no good. A 14-point turnaround for the Redhawks heading into the locker room. Up 21-20 over the Bobwhites. Before we send it to halftime, let's take a moment to thank our community sponsors that make our live sports coverage possible. Splish Splash Clean and Clear, Northwestern Rehab Services, Notch Vermont, My Healthy Vermont, JC Image, Union Bank, Stone's Auto Repair, St. Albans East Fairfield, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. If your business would like to help sponsor our live coverage, please reach out to Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV. Check out their website for more details, northwestaccess.tv. We'd also like to thank Northwestern Counseling and Support Services and the Afterglow Foundation. The 2 organizations have been working to prevent suicide deaths in our community. If you are concerned about yourself or a loved one, there are people in our community that can help. Reach out to NCSS 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on his confidential emergency services line, 802-524-6554, then press 1. Or you can always call or text 988. One call, text, or chat could save a life. At halftime, BFA trailing CVU 20-21. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the third quarter in just a few moments. 20. Again, the last time these two teams played in the playoffs last year, CVU came out with a narrow 2-point victory. BFA outscored CVU by 8 in the first quarter back in February. CVU outscored BFA by 10 in the second. Lilling, with his first 2 points of the game, put CVU up 3. Then in the second half of that playoff game, both teams tied the remaining quarter, so that 2-point difference in the second quarter is what decided the outcome. So BFA now hopes that 14-0 run that CVU ran off with, now a 16-0 run, including that basket by Lilling. BFA hopes that they can stop the bleeding here. Again, BFA with a 3-0 record so far. One of 5 teams remaining, with undefeated teams remaining in D1. CVU, a record of 1-1. One of 4 teams in D1 remaining, with only 1 loss. Another turnover by the Bobwhites. Owen Scott now has 7 points. CVU up 25-20. Now on an 18-0 run. Starting halfway through the second quarter. Oh, a nice backdoor cut. The outlet pass wasn't there, though. Owen Scott forces the turnover. Coach Menard going to have to lean on the leadership. Check, check. Nod if you can hear me. All right, thank you everybody for your patience during those technical difficulties. I was just checking with our on-site videographer, Dennis, that voice is coming in loud and clear. Obviously, it's what you've all come here to listen to. Main attraction, if you will. My wife will disagree, but we are back. CVU up 29-22, make that 29-24. We'll say getting audio back was the good luck charm for Justin Munger now with 6 points. 3 minutes to go in the third. CVU has led by as many as 7, now up 5. Palilling, guarded by Gauthier. Baseline cut, and then pass. Offensive foul called on Jackson. Jackson Dubois, his second personal, team second of the third quarter. So I think that Connor Dubois honestly had an open look with his baseline drive, but opted for the extra pass. Led to the offensive foul. Justin Munger now hands it back to Gauthier. Up top to Hourigan. Davion Jones dribbling up top. Down low to Munger. Munger closely guarded. The two CVU players drew him into the travel. Another turnover for the Bobwhites. CVU looking to extend their lead. But an 18-point turnaround here. Trailed by as many as 13 in the second quarter, now up by 5 with 2 minutes to go in the third. First Metro Division game for both teams. Munger with the block down low. Loose ball though, picked up by Palilling. Palilling near half court. Hourigan gambled on the steal. CVU makes him pay. Connor Dubois, big three-pointer, now up by 8. CVU's largest lead of the game. Dubois had 7 points. Adrian Palilling picks off the pass. Passes up to Dubois. Dubois, a little turnaround hook shot. Now with 9 points, CVU up 34-24. Coach Tristan Menard gonna call a timeout with 1:05 to go in the third quarter. .105 remaining in the third quarter. CVU outscoring BFA 13-4 in this third quarter. BFA looking to just get something good going heading into the final frame. That foul could help. Called on Bikule. That'll be his first. Team's third, 54 seconds. Lilling will take some time on the bench. Charlie Sharon comes in. Oh, a quick pass to Gabe Hourigan. lays it in on the low block. Harrigan with 16 points. BFA trailing 26-34. 40 seconds to go. Drive by Scott, stopped by Jones. Gonna have to reset up top. 30 seconds remaining. Oh, Dubois with the baseline drive. Davion Jones baits him into the offensive foul. Connor Dubois with one foul on the evening. Team's fourth of the third quarter, 23 seconds to go here. The CVU crowd here in attendance did not like that offensive foul call. But something they'll just have to come to terms with over this holiday season. Gauthier with 20 seconds, up on the left side. Closely guarded by Javel. Uses the screen from Munger. Munger rolls, Gauthier pulls up from the free throw line, hits it! Falling down, Evan Gauthier with his first points of the game. Baseline jumper, no good, 3 seconds. Harrigan, one, pulls up from three! Bounces off the rim, and after three, the CVU Redhawks lead the BFA Bobwhites by a score of 34-28. We'll take a break for a moment and be right back with the fourth quarter here on Northwest Access TV. Entering the final quarter of this game, CVU leads BFA 34-28. Again, it's been sort of a tale of two games here. BFA led 13-5 after the first quarter. They led by as much as 20-7 in the second. CVU crawled their way back on an 18-0 run that spanned the second half of the second quarter and the first half of the third quarter. Really, that second quarter makes the difference. CVU outscored BFA 16-7, and then CVU outscored BFA once again 13-8 in that third. But BFA trailed by as many as 10. They've gotten back within 6. Let's see if BFA can make a run here. Keep themselves in this ball game, give themselves a shot. That's not going to help. Owen Scott with the jumper has 9 points. CVU up 36-28. Scoring leaders for the game, Gabe Harrigan leads all players with 16, and then Justin Munger chipping in 6. For CVU, Owen Scott and Connor Dubois each with 9. Evan Gauthier hits the corner 3, give him 5 points. More importantly, Bobwhite's back within 5. So trailing by 5, BFA certainly within striking distance, though CVU is a tough team to make that strike against. But BFA gonna have to rely on their leaders on the team. As Coach Menard noted in his season preview with the St. Albans Messenger, he's relying on Justin Munger and Gabe Harrigan as the ones with the most leadership, which they pulled through so far. Again, Harrigan with 16 points, Munger with 6. Also going to rely on Oliver Laddison, Evan Gauthier, and Michael LaValle, who set the tone in practice. And obviously, when you get into a game is where you see the fruits of what you've done in practice. BFA, another turnover. Hourigan going to get called for the foul, holding his hands up, but did see those hands go down right as the shot was released. So Hourigan with 3 personals. That's the first team foul in the fourth quarter. Luke Allen go to the line, try to convert the 3-point play. He has 4 points. Make that 5. CVU back up by 8. Gauthier dribbling on the left side. Step back, passes up top to Sweeney. Munger trying to set up shop on the low block. Jackson Dubois is doing a wonderful job guarding him, not making it easy on Munger at all. Munger has to toss it back out. Now Munger at the free throw line. Over to Gauthier in the corner, hit one last time. That one bounces off. Luke Allen slowing things down for the Redhawks. Coach Ernie Duncan holding up his hand, telling Scott, don't speed things up here. Use the clock with 5.5 to go in regulation. Owen Scott trying to back down. Max Sweeney. CVU swinging the ball around. Drive by Allen. Tristan Menard telling his team they have to move up on defense. CVU is content to use clock and just pass the ball around. CVU going to get caught, though, with a moving screen. But still, Coach Menard telling his team, you're going to have to defend them a lot closer to make them have to do something. Try to force them into a mistake. But CVU foul on number 5, Jacob Armstrong. That's his second, team's first. Gauthier has his pocket picked by Armstrong. Armstrong in the corner uses the screen from Scott. Scott trying to set up against Max Sweeney. Max Sweeney gonna get called. That's Sweeney's second personal, team second, but you know, I credit Owen Scott with that foul call. Scott went down there with a lot of physicality, with a lot of strength, kind of forced Max Sweeney to start grabbing him and pushing him to try to keep his own defensive spot. Really baited Sweeney into the foul. Owen Scott backing Sweeney down into the paint. Passes it back out to Palilling. Again, CVU just using the clock. Evan Gauthier closely guarding him. Adrian Palilling, the sophomore, hits a 3. He has 5. CVU up by 11. Ball goes off the fingertips of Gabe Hourigan. Things are not going BFA's way right now. Trailing by 11, 42-31. 3:54 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back on the other end of this timeout. 3:54 remaining in the fourth quarter. After the BFA timeout, CVU in firm control. CVU, as they have done the last couple possessions down the floor, content to pass the ball around the wing, waiting for the perfect shot. This clock is on their side. BFA gonna start having to try to trap out in their perimeter defense. CVU moving the ball really well. Although I'm looking at Jackson DuBois, who's kind of sneaking behind the defense repeatedly. Palilling with a little floater. Bounces in, he has 7 points. CVU up 44-31. Max Sweeney no good on the drive. Sweeney, good recognition of the situation. Guarding Palilling up close, full court. Davion Jones gonna check back in for the Bobwhites. CVU again just swinging the ball around. 2.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Almost picked off by BFA. That's sort of what they were trying to bait CVU into. There he is down low, but Justin Munger with his 5th block of the game. But that was the look that CVU wanted. Jackson DuBois has just been waiting behind BFA's defense. BFA having to go up and trap outside by the 3-point line. Gonna leave something down low exposed. Davion Jones for 3, that one no good. Luke Allen with the rebound for CVU. 2 minutes to go. CVU, Coach Ernie Duncan calls a timeout. 1:59 to go in the fourth quarter. Just under 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. BFA trailing CVU 31-44. BFA gonna put on a full court press, try to force CVU into some mistakes. Trailing by 13, they need CVU to make an awful lot of them. Trap along the sideline. CVU gets the timeout just before Justin Munger pulled off the steal. Unlucky for BFA. But 1:47 to go in the fourth quarter. Give you scoring leaders for the game. Gabe Howergan leading all players in the game with 16. He had 11 points just 2 minutes into the second quarter, has only scored 5 since, but he hit 3 3-pointers in the first and had a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Justin Munger also chipping in 6, Evan Gauthier with 5, and Ryan Munger with 4. For CVU, Owen Scott and Connor DuBois leading their teams with 9 apiece. Adrian Palilling chipping in 7. Smattering of players with 5 apiece. Only one player in the game with 3 personals. That's Gabe Howergan, but not sure we're going to be playing the foul game tonight. Again, BFA trying to remain undefeated. They're 3-0 so far, with wins over Middlebury, MVU, and Milton. CVU 1-1. Their one loss to Rutland. And they also beat Mount Anthony, but the first Metro Division game for both of these teams this year. BFA moving up their defense. Try to trap CVU on the perimeter. CVU doing a really nice job of just passing quickly to avoid the turnover. Well, announcer's jinx, Davion Jones coming the other way with BFA. BFA is gonna have to be fast. Gabe Howergan puts up a fast floater. That one bounces around, doesn't fall. Howergan trying to reach behind to poke the ball away. Minute to go. And BFA gonna start fouling. Max Sweeney does the honors. It's his 3rd personal. Team's 4th. Just 1 away from putting CVU in the bonus. CVU with the long pass out to Palilling. Davion Jones will put Palilling at the line to shoot 2. 56 seconds remaining in the game. Hits the first. Palilling, a sophomore, playing the majority of this game for the Red Hawks. A really young Red Hawk team. Goes 2 for 2 from the line. Palilling has 9. CVU only has 4 upperclassmen, 3 of them seniors. The rest sophomores and 1 freshman. Get another foul called on the Bobwhites. Number 11, Max Sweeney. That's his 4th. Palilling back to the line. 30 seconds exactly left on the clock. Here's the first Palilling, now in double digits tonight with 10 points. He is the scoring leader for the Red Hawks. Goes 2 for 2, now with 11 points. CVU up 48-33. So assuming this will be the result, give Howergan for 3, that one bounces off. BFA will fall to 3-1. Their next 2 games, they'll play at South Burlington on Friday and then home against Colchester next Monday on the 30th. Both of those are Metro games. And for CVU, they'll improve to 2-1 on the season. Their next 2 at home against Colchester on Friday and then at home again against Mount Mansfield next Monday. Both also Metro games. We'll start to get a better idea of how these teams stack up in the Metro Division for the season. But that will do it for the evening. CVU comes out with a 48-33 win over the Bobwhites. Scoring leaders, Gabe Howergan led all players in the game with 18. Justin Munger with 6, Evan Gothier with 5, and Ryan Munger with 4. For CVU, Adrian Palilling led his team with 11 points. Owen Scott and Connor Dubois each with 9. Jacob Armstrong, Luke Allen, and Jackson Dubois with 5, and Alex Jovel with 2. Before we go, let's take a moment to thank our community sponsors that make our live sports coverage possible. Splish Splash Clean and Clear, Northwestern Rehab Services, Notch Vermont, My Healthy Vermont, JC Image, Union Bank, Stone's Auto Repair, St. Albans, East Fairfield, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. If your business would like to help sponsor our live coverage, please reach out to Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV. Check out our website for more details, northwestaccess.tv. We'd also like to thank Northwestern Counseling and Support Services and the Afterglow Foundation. The two organizations have been working to prevent suicide deaths in our community. If you are concerned about yourself or a loved one, there are people in our community that can help. Reach out to NCSS 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on its confidential emergency services line, 802-524-6554. Then press 1. Or you can always call or text 988. One call, text, or chat could save a life. BFA had a 20-7 lead halfway through the second quarter. CVU then went on an 18-0 run, and CVU comes out with the 48-33 win here in St. Albans. Thank you to Dennis Boucher, our videographer this evening. Thank you for tuning in. You've been watching Northwest Access TV. I've been Bryce Batchelder. Have a great night, everybody.